Bravo. Absolutely. And the role of the team coach, is they're very important, especially so the team coach in this situation, it could be pretty heavy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So the team coach has to have the ability to take this heaviness, to guide the
Mm-hmm.
team through the heaviness, not to be afraid of the heaviness,
Yes.
having in mind that the heaviness is really welcomed and it can be like in Aikido, transformed into a new energy.
Yeah. Like the elephant in the room, a heavy one, big and heavy one.
Exactly.
Or the elephant, um, concerning about talk about the strategic plan, who holds which part of the elephant?
Mm.
You know, that's also what they see. Okay, they see the big picture
Yeah, I
and
like that.
how they see how contribute they contribute or they fail to contribute to the whole picture, to the whole game.
Yeah,
That's also important. That also makes it's an opportunity for everyone reminding the big game, big opportunities, the excitement, the
yeah,
vision.
yeah, yeah,
It's
absolutely,
possible in that room. Other than that, everybody is very busy with the daily work.
absolutely. And there is the part of the story about which part of the elephant you see.
Mhm.
Also, there is a part of the story when I see that we have this big, beautiful animal that we can call our company that is so amazing and so able to to go into the future because
Mhm.
it's strong, it has a lot of experience, and it can be it can protect all of us. And the elephant, it is like that.
Yeah, true, true. The power of it, to feel the power
Yeah. Yeah.
uh, of the big, maybe combined power, the power of being connectedness. This
Yeah.
also takes us to being, in VUCA times. This also takes us to, doesn't it take us to being agile, fast, um, um, and also productive,
Mm-hmm.
effective,
Mm-hmm.
as a team,
Mm-hmm.
and also dealing with uncertainty when that connectedness, which comes through by talking, sharing, reflecting together, unloading the luggage,
Yep.
as you
Yep.
mentioned.
Yep.
And that connectedness also makes it easier to face the challenges of uncertainty.
Yep.
Also, being tolerant to mistakes
Yep.
of each other
Yep.
and takes us apart from the blaming culture
Yep.
and also supporting culture. I think it's also crucial these times.
Absolutely. And when I'm hearing our conversation, somebody who is listening us can conclude, oh, this is really all the soft things and in the energy and the emotion things and so on. But actually, on strategic workshops, being a team coach there,
Mm-hmm.
it's also about very much
Mm-hmm.
about numbers.
Mm-hmm.
It's about, okay, what is our, I don't know, key differentiator? What are our key customers? What are our products for the next 6 months? What we plan of the products for the next
Mm-hmm.
2 years? What we will stop offering as a product or services that is not fulfilling our purpose and goals anymore. So
Yeah.
it's a lot about very hard, concrete stuff.
Yes.
And but at the same time, there is all the time the energy in the room and the emotions in the room. And
Mm-hmm.
what you will see in a normal workshop that people are talking about numbers, They are presenting these numbers, but what they miss are two things. First is use of the collective intelligence that we are enabling there to get to the best conclusions. And the second thing is not to avoid the emotional aspect or the barriers that are within the room that can be the major problem after the strategic workshop if it is not solved within the strategic workshop.
Exactly. Because the strategic plans fail because of the unspoken issues.
Exactly.
I have been a banker, investment banker, and there's a number. Only 1/3 of strategic plans of M&As, mergers and acquisitions, succeed. The reason why is that there are no due to emotional mismatch
Yeah. Yeah.
of the merged teams. It's not
Yeah.
about I mean, very bright, successful people, very left brains creates the strategy, numbers crushing. They do the best strategy, but who will apply is the team.
Yeah.
The team out of two teams, big teams.
Yeah. Yeah. So for me, maybe the major message out of this short conversation between you and me for the team coaches are
Or the companies.
you have to be focused on both. You have to you are not just the energy facilitator, and you are not just here to facilitate managing the or creating some kind of the goals and PowerPoints. So you have to have both on your mind, and as a team coach, probably, especially when we are talking about the strategy, you have to have some kind of the experience with that and with the business.
Yeah.
Unlike being just a normal, regular individual coach, I think it's a little bit different because you don't have to be in a topic.
Yeah.
But here, as a team coach within the strategy workshops, you have to have some kind of the experience about creating the strategies.
Exactly. It's better to have an idea what strategy is and
Exactly.
what the frameworks are like.
Yeah.
And also from the perspective of the companies, from the leaders who are really trying to understand how team coaching can help for their best effectively run their strategies, is I think what I would like to say, don't wait for the storm to have a team coach. Actually, proactively, having a team coach proactively from the beginning of the strategy plan in during the process, like a pitfall, like a Formula One pitfall, just have really use that instrument as some kind of breathing exercise. Next, let's stay, let's stop, and let's look at each other. You know the Aborigines, the story about the Aborigines. I was reading a book and says there was a Western lady having an experience with the Aborigines in Australia, and they were walking through the desert, and the Aborigines as a group, they were suddenly stopping and looking at each other, and the Western lady was surprised. What are you doing? Okay, we are checking, our bodies are here, but we are checking if our souls are following us. I think this is very important. Our souls, all our souls, looking at each other in their eyes is important. This, as you mentioned, this may look like very soft issue, but actually trust is not as, I think it's not very soft. You feel it every day, or you don't feel it. I mean, it's so present.
Absolutely.
It's so present. You can really you can immediately understand whether there is a trust or not. So
Absolutely. And by the way, I like the book. It's
Mm,
amazing. We call it in Croatia Tihi Zov Australia, but I think in English, what is in English the name?
I
It's
can't remember.
Secret Sound of the Secret Calling of Australia, something like that.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful book.
Yeah. Strategies are really run much better with a team coaching instrument because we need to listen to each other, we need to talk to each other, we need to unload the luggage, and we need to look at the same direction and get into track if we just um, you know um, diverge from that.
Yeah.
And also, I think the trust, we need to stop and look at each other's eyes, whether we need to talk, we need to express more, and to understand our needs.
Yeah, I agree. And yeah, and the final metaphor that I would like to share is what you said. The team is traveling and there is a on a boat, and it's always the possibility of the storm.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, maybe the role of the team coach is from time to time, the team coach is on the highest point of the boat
Mm-hmm.
and inviting, like observing and inviting the members of the team on the boat to come there and to observe the surroundings and the boat and everything, and then just to check, reflect, and decide about the next part of the journey.
Journey. Yeah. What I would like to say as my last words, cost of lack of trust is much more than having the instrument, a team coach in doing the process. A team coaching is an investment. It's not a cost,
Absolutely.
that I would say.
Can be a huge difference.
Yeah. All right. Anything else you would like to say before closing, Ellen?
No, thank you, Gamze, for inviting to. It's always a pleasure to talk to you and
Exactly the
share
same.
ideas and creating something new out of our minds.
Mhm. Thank you. So, hope to meet you in other conversations with new topics and have a great day.
Looking forward to.
Bye bye.
Bye.